Chosen one, it's time you start asking the right questions. Questions that will explain the nature of our existence. It's high time we stop looking to these pastors, to these men of God, prophets and malams, who have been lying to us and they don't know, they have no idea of the truth. Even if they do, they won't tell you, because when they tell you, you will have no need for them. So chosen one, today's question is, what is the nature of awareness and how can we become aware? So today I want you to watch this video to the end. Again, I know it might be long, but we are all learning here. So watch this video to the end.
You can only perceive 3 dimensions, but there may be up to 9 more hidden all around you, and we're going to explain every single one, starting with the simplest thing that can exist, a single point. In the 0th dimension, you are a single dot in space, a creature with no length, width, or height. If you somehow existed as a 0-dimensional being, you wouldn't be tiny. You would have no size at all. There would be no left, no right, no up, no forward. There wouldn't even be a second location for anything else to exist. But stretch that point in a single direction, and it becomes a line. This takes us from the 0th to the 1st dimension. Imagine a train on an infinitely long track, stretching forever in both directions. Forward and backward are the only ways it can move. There are no turns to take, no alternate routes, no way to leave the rails. As far as the train is concerned, the track is not part of the universe. The track is the universe. Now imagine that was you, endless space ahead of you and behind you, but an entire world sitting just inches away that you could never reach. Not because something is blocking you, but because that direction simply does not exist in your reality. But take that infinitely long track and sweep it sideways, then you unlock the 2nd dimension. Welcome to Flatland, a name taken from an 1884 novella by Edwin Abbott that imagined exactly this kind of world. A universe with length and width, but no height. Picture a drawing on a sheet of paper that's somehow come alive. It can move anywhere across the page, but it can never leave it because up is not a direction it can perceive. Now imagine holding your hand just an inch above that paper. The creature living on it has no idea you exist. It cannot look up and discover you, because for it, there is no up. And this is where things become strange. Lower a finger and touch the page. From the creature's point of view, a circle has just appeared out of nowhere. To a flat being, you are a god. You can look inside sealed rooms from above. You can pick it up and place it somewhere else. To everyone in Flatland, it would appear to vanish into thin air and reappear across the world. You're the god in this story. But hold on to how that feels, because in a few minutes, we are going to be the flat creature. Take this plane and lift it into height, and you finally arrive somewhere that feels familiar. The 3rd dimension. This is you, right now, living in a world of depth, a world where you can walk around an object and see its hidden sides, judge how far away something is before you touch it, and reach through space to interact with things around you. It feels complete, but Flatland felt complete too. Its inhabitants could move left and right across their universe, and never once suspect an entire direction existed beyond it. Not because they were stupid, but because they had no way to perceive it. And that is the uncomfortable part. The only reason 3 dimensions feel like the whole story is that every sense you possess was built to operate inside them. If another direction exists beyond this one, your brain may be no more capable of perceiving it than a Flatlander is capable of looking up. Don't just take my word for it. Try this right now. Hold one hand out in front of you. Now move it left. Move it right. Move it up. Move it down. Move it toward you. Move it away from you. Now try to move your hand in a completely new direction. Not diagonally. Not a combination of the others. A genuinely new direction. That feeling of being stuck inside 3 dimensions is exactly what a Flatlander experiences when you ask it to move up. But the next dimension is not a direction you can point at. It is one you have been traveling through your entire life. That 4th dimension is time. We don't usually think of time as a dimension, but that's exactly what it is. A direction that reality extends in, just like length or width. If you think you're just a 3D body, you're very wrong. Stretched out across the 4th dimension, you are an immense snaking object that runs all the way from the instant you were born to the instant you die. The crawling baby, the kid on the bike, the person watching this right now, the old face you haven't grown into yet. Every one of them is part of the same unbroken shape. A being who could see in 4 dimensions would look at you the way you look at a marble statue. Your entire life, birth to death, taken in at a single glance as one frozen object. You have never seen your own true shape, and you never will. But here's the unsettling part. That means your whole life, every moment you think hasn't happened yet, in a sense already exists. You're just experiencing the finished sculpture one frame at a time. Your future self is as solid and real as the hand in front of your face. You just haven't slid far enough along the statue to reach them yet. But that sculpture only contains the choices you actually made. Let the path itself split, and you fall into the 5th dimension. The job you turned down, the text you almost didn't send, the night you almost stayed in instead of going out, and missed the person who would have changed everything. Every one of those was a fork, a point where your life could have gone another way. And in the fifth dimension, every one of those other ways is real. In the fourth dimension, your life is a single thread running from birth to death. In the fifth, that thread branches. Every choice you could have made, every chance event that could have gone differently, splits off into its own separate path. Somewhere in the fifth dimension is a version of you living a life so different they barely recognize the one you're in now.
If you notice, the video ends in the fifth dimension. The fifth dimension is actually where we end physicality. And most of us go through this life just focusing on the physical world. What you see, what you hear, what you feel, what you touch, that's all you focus on. Neglecting the inner world, the inner dimension. Science will say the word microcosm. When we neglect this part, it's also a part of us that dies out. And this is where we begin to lose our godlike nature. Notice that when children are born, they all have like super abilities. They are able to heal, they are able to grow, they have the ability to absorb information easily. But as they begin to grow up, they begin to lose that. We begin to lose that. And why is that? That is because we begin to leave the inner world and focus more on external validations. So, if you are ready to let go of pastors, malams, preachers, all these organizations that claim to know what is right and follow what is actually the right way, the way that Yeshua taught, the way that Buddha showed, the way that all these other enlightened ones that came before us showed, we will become free. Ask yourself why after all these years of Islamity and Christianity, Africans are the worst. We are still stuck behind the world because we are still trying to gain external validation from people, races that do not see us as humans. You are worshipping gods that do not see you as humans. So I advise my people to start looking within, because all we've been doing so far has not yielded any profits. And the people that keep doing the same thing, expecting different results, you know what that is? I would say. So I will see you in the next video.